What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is March the 14th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing on this fun Friday morning. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data, we do have at 9 o'clock the Michigan Consumer Sentiment. Current forecast is 63.2. Last couple times this has come out on the February the 21st and also the 7th, it kind of killed the market. So very similar circumstances to today. You had the futures green, and then this data came out and absolutely destroyed the market. So just kind of watch for that. Aside from that, though, you do have the futures very green. Dow is up 0.71, S&P 1.04, NASDAQ 1.37%. The reason being is because of this. So a lot of optimism to potentially not have a shutdown. So I think there's a deadline of midnight tonight, but essentially this would be a very strong positive if they are able to come to an agreement and all vote in accordance to avoid a shutdown. Market would love that. And then of course we have this to deal with at 9 a.m. But nonetheless, it should be a fun time. Fear and greed index is under the extreme fear category. So in theory, people's appetite for risk isn't necessarily on the table, but you can kind of see that there is a lot of momentum building with a lot of the stocks I'm going to be talking on. Starting off with SoFi. So no news today. They did put out news yesterday, so it largely got brushed under the rug. This is why I feel it is kind of getting pushed a little bit further and higher today, because the market's trying to finally now digest that positive news that did come out. Shorts, though, have been somewhat a lot more active lately. So 12.22% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 131.65 million shares overall are being shorted. With today being Friday, just take note of this. This is the open interest. So with that at 11 and change, you have 2,000 at that 11, 4,000 at that 11.50, and then 10,000 at that 12. So if SoFi does run close to that $12 range or even that 12.50, this is where you'll see shorts a lot more active, just to suppress it, as what we've seen many times in the past. So kind of just watch for that, take note of that. Aside from that, though, with it at 11.72, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So 11.31 is going to be a strong support today, and it kind of closed right above that, so that's kind of a good thing. Secondly, $12.72 will be that next strong target / resistance. So let me know your general thoughts on SoFi in the comments below, if you've been buying that or if you've been selling. Moving on, ticker is QBTS. So it is up 11.87% because of their earnings. You have shorts increasing, really doubting just these price levels, but 22.78% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 54.97 million shares overall being shorted. Utilization is 99.29, and then short score, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is sitting at 80.04. Some kind of points to watch for with it at 773. It is trading between this R2 and this R1, so 745 will be a strong support. 813 will be the next strong target / resistance point. And then moving on, we do have this stock right here, ticker AAOI, applied whatever something. And the reason why they're going up is no official news today, but rather they did put out an 8K, and that is stating that there was some warrants that were completed, and ultimately it looks like on behalf of Amazon and its affiliates. So when it comes down to a lot of big names such as Amazon, if they are buying, even though warrants essentially aren't all that great, it works out to be dilution. Amazon is clearly that driving factor why this is moving higher. But aside from that, not really much else to bring up about this. So as you can kind of see, it goes over this. So the transaction, and then this shows 1.3 million was purchased by Amazon and its affiliates. So pretty good stuff for that. 18.62% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 8.81 million shares. So I can see shorts playing a little bit of a role in today to try to suppress it, but with it at 24 and change, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 24.71 will be that next strong target / resistance. 20.29 will be the next strong support. If, for instance, this data does come in better than anticipated, so the Michigan Consumer Sentiment, then I can definitely see a nice push higher into this R1 to this pivot. maybe even touching this 29. That would be a little bit far-fetched, but you never know. There will be a huge amount of momentum in the broader market if that does happen. Palantir did have their AIPCon. They did put out a lot of news, so new customers and whatever else. So that is up 3.78% so far this morning. Shorts haven't really been doing anything. If anything, they've been slowly returning, but 2.83% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 61.33 million shares overall are being shorted. If you're looking at trading it with 82 and change, it is right above this S1, so trading between pivot and S1. 78.34 is going to be a strong support. Flip side, 96.27 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. This S1 has been tested numerous times and it has held up, so we do know that's a good support level. So if you're looking to buy Palantir, and if you don't feel a massive recession that is going to end the world is going to come, then this S1 might be a dream come true to potentially buy. Then last but not least, Li. So Li Auto did put out their earnings, and they did essentially beat on their earnings per share, but they did miss on their revenue. Market is pulling it down slightly. 6.14% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 32.33 million shares. Shorts are increasing so far this morning, 251,000 shares. So that's rather odd to see that occur during the pre-market to this extent for this stock. But as you can kind of see, I think it did throw shorts off. They were clearly under the impression that there was going to be a beat, because they did recently return it was at 6.73% to where it is now at 6.05. So I think shorts were really anticipating for this stock to really beat on their earnings. Again, it happens sometimes, but with it right now at 27 and change, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 28.64 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. 24.41 will be the next strong support. So probably just stuck between those 2 points today. I don't see it breaking below this S1. Similarly, I don't see this closing green today above this pivot point. So let me know your general thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that's floating your boat? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.